look like the Backstreet Boys or something. We look like a boy band. I think so.
Am I the dancer?
My dad's just in the background. They're like, wait, is that Bill Paxton in the background?
No. Ignore.
No. You're gonna be like the worst
on camera right now.
Like, is that
in the
background?
Yeah.
Oh, that's real. That's happening right now.
Oh look, people are writing in.
Oh, that's a
Hey
lot
guys.
of love.
Oh yeah, people
that's
are writing.
precious.
Oh, Amber joined.
Right over there.
Oh good. Okay.
Are we live though?
Yes, we're live. All those little things mean people are watching it.
What are those little pop-up things?
I think that means those are
those
people
questions?
watching
What are
right
they
now.
saying? We can't read those.
Oh, what?
I gotta get my glasses.
But you can't read those little dots.
I can't. No, I can see the little dot. Look, I think those are hearts.
People are writing in.
That's that.
What an awesome episode. Hope you guys are happy for making me cry. Hey. Hello, friends.
Hello.
Hi, Kate. Is that Kate? You guys are so loud. Oh.
Oh, can we turn the volume down, please?
Yeah.
Damn! No, I'm sorry.
Oh, man. Hello. We can see you. Good.
Ask me a question.
All right, so we just get into the questions?
Yeah,
Get
let's
the
get
questions.
in.
All right, cool. Julianne.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Downhill from here.
What is it like to play the foster parent of a gay young person? How did you get into the mindset to play this role?
Well, for me, it's the same as being the foster mother of a straight child. That is not important to me. It's not important to Helen. It was more the idea of him keeping a secret from her and not about his sexuality.
Gil, how about you?
Well, I mean, I think Gabe's character is always kind of trying to come from love and understanding and giving Philip the space to feel comfortable and at the same time know that he has somebody there to talk to if he wants or needs it.
High school.
And for me, having a gay foster child, it was just,
Oh my god.
all right, so I'll stop. I was like, go ahead.
Clowning.
Don't tell him too much about season 2.
You silly.
This question's for anyone. What is it like to see yourself on TV?
Matt?
You want me to go?
Yes.
It's precious. It's I mean, it's as an actor, I mean, starting off, like, it's a little bit, weird and awkward, and I think for myself, I just had to kind of watch myself quite a bit, kind of like game footage. I played sports growing up my whole life, so when you watch yourself, whatever sport you're playing, you learn from the mistakes you made, the decisions you made, different things like that. So for me, I kind of had the approach of watching it as game footage when I first started acting, and then I just kind of learned how to appreciate the work that I did.
Yeah, and when you're that pretty, you're gonna love watching yourself on TV.
You better stop yourself.
I know that's right.
Gosh darn adorable, man.
Hey Gil, what's it been like for you watching
Yeah,
yourself?
what about you,
on
Gil?
Eyewitness? What's that been like?
Digging it.
I haven't.
Oh. You heard it here first, yeah.
Yeah. But I like watching you guys watch it.
Yeah. When we're watching the episodes, he sits like outside and kind of just creeps on us while we're all enjoying it.
I'm not
Yeah,
creeping. I'm just
I'm just staring.
Yeah. These three right here are like pros. They've been on TV and movies their whole lives. James and I
Whole
like,
lives.
It's
Yeah.
whole lives. Yeah. Well, James and I, it's new for us. It's so weird. Like it's kind of surreal to see our faces on the screen and all these moments that we captured when it just felt so intimate, and then to see it like on TV and everyone else is experiencing it too. That to me feels kind of odd. It's strange that everyone gets to witness these really sacred moments that we have with each other.
Yeah, definitely. It's surreal. I had a really hard time with the concept of watching myself at first, but I'm just trying to get over it. And like Matt said, it's kind of like I can see what I can improve on as well, and so I learn from watching myself. But it's hard though. It's kind of difficult.
It's terrible.
Yeah, it's really hard.
Actually, it's terrible to see yourself on camera.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is your favorite memory of filming the first season?
The love,
Yeah.
the family that we built.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would say my favorite memory, like I think, well, I don't know if Matt was there, but if you were there at the time, you would have.
I was doing my hair. I was doing my hair. I was in the bathroom doing my hair.
Are you gonna say the golf course? No.
No. I was gonna
to
say
the golf course.
there was
Matt
one-
wasn't there
we,
either.
we were all saying.
Oh.
Again, I was doing my hair. All right.
No,
But Matt, you were doing like 6 other shows at the same time,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah. I was working.
No, we were all staying at this hotel in Canada, and it was really cold when we all got there. But we were staying on this lake, and one morning we all decided that we were gonna jump into the freezing cold water together, and we did it. We kind of all took each other's hands.
Except for
and jumped
Warren.
in.
Warren filmed it.
Warren
He wouldn't
watched.
come down.
Warren didn't even play.
I would have
with the
been right
idea
there
of
with
jumping
Warren.
in.
I would have been.
He's like,
He's not as much of a killer as he comes across.
Yeah.
Warren's actually hilarious.
He was like sipping his like
He's
coffee.
Stone
like,
Cold Grandpa.
Yeah.
That's what he is. That's,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie though, I would have been right
I
there.
called
with
him
Warren. I would have
Wardo.
holding the towels, giving y'all. I'm half black. We don't do that. So I'm just gonna hand you
Yeah.
the towels.
No, Rookie, your dog
Rookie would have jumped
be
in
the
with
water
y'all.
with us.
Yeah, Rookie would have jumped in.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a question from Jared on Facebook. He says, I'm currently a comm student at Washington State University majoring in TV production and work for a student TV organization. I'd like to know, what is the best part on being on a real TV set and what's the worst part?
Well, you know, I'd say that the best part is probably we're experiencing it right now, which is this extension of like you go into something with you know, the best of hopes, and you have an amazing time. You connect with some incredible people. You get to do wonderful work. You get to get paid for it. You go to beautiful places. All of that is amazing. And then this is an extension of it right here, where, you know, we built these beautiful relationships with one another. We get to share this experience with all of you, and you connect with it. So that's the great stuff. You know, the stuff that sucks is like any job. You know, you have challenges that make you have, you know,
They don't put cream in your coffee, and you get real angry.
Your
It's
coffee
awesome.
on.
I said cream!
We on episode 4 now.
Yo, 4:15 wake up calls
Yeah.
in the van.
yeah.
Being outside in the cold for long hours.
But pretending that
Or
it's
in the
not
heat
cold.
with polyester.
yeah.
Black flies.
Black fly.
Mosquitoes.
You know
Oh,
what?
yeah. Oh, you guys, that scene you just watched with Rose at you know, by the lake, I got bitten alive.
Yeah.
That was shot right at the end of the day. That was
There was
kind of tough.
Next
mosquitoes,
episode
flies.
is Black Fly, is the Black Fly episode, really.
Yeah,
Oh.
truly.
That's the
In,
one
in
where-
Kelly's episodes,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
had
yeah,
some
yeah,
rough
yeah, yeah.
moments
Yeah.
with the flies.
Those
Yeah.
things took chunks out of our skin. It
Yeah.
was brutal.
They bite you
Nasty.
through your pants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think also one of the hardest parts is just as much as it's a blessing, it hurts every now and then is being away from home. You know, being away, like you guys have kids, you know what I mean? And sometimes, you know, we can see how hard it was to be away from your family, you know, your wife, your husband, you know, us being away from, you know, being settled, you know, wherever we are and not being able to see the family at times. That's why it's so important to have, you know, an extended family as your cast and crew and things like that. But sometimes that can be, you know, a little hard at times.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, see, look at that. Look at that.
Nailed it.
I listened to y'all. Listen, I felt
Nailed
you. That's
it.
why hugs was doubled those days.
Nailed it.
Hugs were doubled.
So this is Philip's coming out party.
Yeah.
And so, you know, would be your one piece of advice you would give to Philip? Is one of the questions.
Oh man. Oof.
Follow that instinct.
Piece of advice for Philip. I don't know. He doesn't need much advice, honestly. Philip really has. The thing is, I think Philip was really comfortable with just being who he was before. He never really felt like he had to come out. Really, I think he's of that like post generation where like he didn't really ever cross his mind like, oh, I have to tell people, you know, that I'm gay. And then when he moves to this small town, he sees like, you know, people like Lucas or whatever, where they're so afraid of just being themselves and being open with themselves that it's important to speak out and speak up about like your representation and how you want people to, you know, perceive you. And yeah, so just I don't know. But Philip doesn't need advice.
I think he should tell Helen what he saw in the cabin. That's my advice there. I really think
Never!
that we could, like,
Never
we
gonna
could move
happen.
things along. I don't know. We could
Never
like,
gonna
We
happen.
could save some lives.
No.
It's just an idea.
You have
Let's let more people die because Lucas is so irrational.
Well, Miranda wants to know, what advice would you give to Lucas?
Yeah. Me?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I mean, he... Jesus. You know, gosh, that's such a hard one. You know, I think he, as the season goes on, he gets a lot of his, he learns a lot through Philip, and he doesn't have anybody to give him advice. What would I give him personally? You know, I mean, come to your senses at some point. You know, before you hurt any more people. You know, it's so sad that it was tough to play a guy that is so conflicted and is so deeply has this internalized homophobia that I felt like a great responsibility with the role to portray that accurately. And sometimes when somebody's so scared of something, they will react in extremely irrational ways. I mean, that's why I've seen a lot of people. Why does he want to keep it such a secret and this and that? But it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. That's why you have to be your true self, and Lucas will
Embrace who you are.
hopefully embrace who he is at some point.
We got a question from Twitter. How did you research on internalized homophobia? Like, what did you do to prepare to play a character that had internalized homophobia?
Yeah,
You
that's
went
a good
to a
question.
lot of Trump rallies.
I was lucky. I had a few friends that went through. They're older now and went through. One had this very parallel story where he was dating the captain of the football team, and they had a secret relationship. He had a girlfriend, the captain of the football team and stuff. And that guy had. It didn't end so well for him. I mean, sometimes, you know, the tragedy is you can never escape that. But what was the question again?
What kind of research you did?
Oh, well, anyways, yeah, I spoke to my friends, watched a lot of documentaries. I also just did research on just, you know, everybody has secrets and things they're so afraid of, and I could use all kinds of things to bring it into that, to internalize like a deep-rooted fear. But, you know, anyways.
Cool. Do any of you guys have personal experiences that impacted the way you approach your characters?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm a dad, right? So, the thing about being a parent is, at least in my experience, is that each stage of your child's life, while you think you're getting a handle on it, they start changing and evolving, and or at least I, always feel like I'm about a half step behind. And in this particular experience, I wanted to take the greatest hits of all of the moments where I saw parents, people that I love, do sort of those magical things in those moments where you can really impact somebody and do something positive for them by just listening, accepting, and loving, which I think is a huge part of being a friend or being a parent or being any kind of mentor. And this role really embraced the opportunity for me to explore that as an actor, and, you know, working with Tyler and Julianne especially, and James as well. I got to.
I know something stuck in my throat. Go ahead.
Yeah. Who are you again?
I play Tony.
Who is Tony? I just remember you like Tony kept
Go
calling,
continue
kept knocking on the door.
the conversation.
But being unconditionally accepting of those who you love and listening. And, you know, that was really it. That's the big part of it. That's the one thing I wanted to channel into this.
You're a good listener, Gil.
What?
You are.
Kawani wants to know, one question she would like to have answered is, if Philip and Lucas were to come out, would Rose accept it?
You'll find
We
out.
can't answer that one.
You will see if Rose is accepting
Yeah.
of Philip and Lucas.
Yeah.
Yep.
Make your own guesses.
Question from Twitter. What did you guys think of each other when you first met / rehearsed?
Wow.
Oh God,
Remember
where
that
do we
table
begin?
Wow.
As soon as I saw Julianne, I just like punched her in the throat. It was just like one of those
Established
things.
dominance.
I just like to establish the hierarchy right now. But I'll continue. The honest truth, for me, it was just instant love. The first person I met was actually James in Catherine's house. We went to Catherine Hardwick's to do our fitting, and I met James there, and he was just like, "Matt, what's up, man?" And we just loved each other through the hug in there. And then the second person was you, and I met you coming out of you were coming out of lunch. You were having lunch, walking out the door, and I was like, "Hey, I'm Matt. I'm playing Tony." You're like, "Hey, oh my God, I know. I don't have a throat to go high pitch right now." But right then and there, I was just like, "You are just a sweetheart. I cannot wait to work with you." And
Only a sweetheart.
only a sweetheart, just the biggest baby doll on the bums. I don't know where the bums came from, but it was the same thing with all of you guys. It was the same thing for me. It was just like instant respect, love, and gratitude. When I first met
Same. This was like a love fest from the word go.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
And that time we went out on the golf course too and just really bonded. We would have loved to have you there.
Yeah, I would have loved to have been there.
You weren't there yet.
Yeah.
You
No, no.
didn't. You
Well, actually, yeah, you actually hadn't even come yet.
I was doing the pilot. I was working.
You were working. But
There was like the core four that we were there, and we like found this table at the lodge we were staying at, and we like kind of established that this was our table. And then every night we'd just sit there, and then new cast members would kind of come
Join
in
us.
and join us, and then
It
we'd
was
kind
the
of all
watering hole, you know?
sniff them out a little bit.
The
and,
watering hole.
like what's their deal, like, you know, and then we'd invite them to the table.
Something special that we
luckily
did.
everybody was cool.
Something special that we did every night, which I'll always hold close to my heart, is the NBA playoffs was going on then.
Yeah.
And we would every night have dinner together after we finished working and watch the NBA playoffs. And even for some of the actors that did not know anything about basketball, they were right there with us and they were learning. And then that was just so special and so nice because we were like the only people at the resort. It was like The Shining, but
But with us.
just with us.
No axe.
Nobody went crazy.
No axe. No.
Yeah.
Give me the bat, Wendy.
What is some of your favorite fan art that you've seen so far?
Oh man.
Oh man, someone did such an incredible like portrait of me. I actually saved it on my phone because it was so incredible.
Same with me. And shout out to Marty Art, if you're watching. She's been doing like comic strips of us, and like she's got like 6 different.
Yeah.
Really cool. She kind of does like fake scenario comic strips between our characters, and it's really cool. It's like fan fiction through the art.
Yeah, and all the invitations that everyone made for the Phillips coming out party were so funny and incredible. There was a range. There was like some that were just comedic, and there was some that people really put in some incredible artwork into, and we're so appreciative for all that hard work. It's amazing.
All right, why don't we go down the line? So we talked about what your advice would be to one of your characters, but what is your advice to someone who might be struggling with themselves right now, who's watching this?
Oh man.
Don't be afraid to come out. Walk in your true self. There is a huge support base in the world, and it's, this is like the modern day civil rights movement, and it's just important to know that there's so much support out there, and I've learned so much through this show. I'm so happy that I got all this social commentary, and I've learned so much, and out of just besides acting, just about the LGBTQ struggles, and it's I would just say don't hesitate to come out. I know it's not that easy, but
find a community of people in your area that you feel comfortable and safe around, and attach yourself with them. There's definitely going to be. We were at doing the panel for Storytellers United, and someone said, find your people. The drama club or whatever. They accept everybody. They take in anyone. So
and you don't owe anybody an explanation. You don't have to lead with your sexual orientation. You don't owe anybody anything.
I also think sometimes if you can find one person to share your fears with that you trust unequivocally, you can say it out loud, and you can take it from bouncing around inside your head and look into somebody's eyes and share it. Then from that point on, I think you take some of the power away from the fear that you have inside of yourself. And once you do that, I think that will give you the strength and the freedom to be confident in the fact that you are who you are, and it's okay, and you can start moving forward without feeling like you have to hide.
And I think actually that goes along just for anybody going through anything internal, for struggles and things you've gone through in the past. You might have a rough childhood or something, bad happened to you or something like that. And the more, like you said, finding that one person to come out to or talk to about that, whatever that circumstances in your life, you start taking that fear away. It's a practice. You get better and better at it the more people that you kind of talk to and more people that you find. And you'll see that people are more open than what you think, because a lot of times you get scared of judgment. And when you start
nobody judges themselves harsher than oneself.
Exactly.
And also, it gets better, especially for the young people out there.
Yeah,
it gets better. How you feel right now is not determining how you feel for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
You can find your people, you can find your place, you can find the thing that you love, and all of that will support who you are.
100%.
Awesome. A question we're getting up from a lot of people is, did you ever imagine Eyewitness would have this much success?
I mean, I'm looking for
I
that
hoped
Emmy.
it would.
We're looking for those Emmy nominations, so bring them more.
Yeah.
I felt like it was a success after we shot it because it felt incredible, and every day going to work and the work we were doing, I felt successful just with that. But the fact that people are attaching themselves to it and really loving the show is the cherry on top of all the hard work that we put into it. And yeah,
I had a hunch it was going to be. Sorry. I just really quick. I had a hunch it was gonna find success because it has so much to say, and especially about the issues we were just talking about. That's all I was gonna say.
Forgot it.
Okay.
Fucking pass.
Okay.
Let's bring it back to that Emmy nomination for the show and some of these guys over here. That nomination needs to happen. So go ahead, continue.
Yeah. No.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for tuning in.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
so much.
Appreciate
Guys.
the support.